Wow, this is impressive. We are back with my guest co-host Dylan Neal, and you are going to show us how to make some super impressive superhero comic art, which I can't even believe that you did this.
This is fun.
This is really amazing, and hopefully you can teach us all how to do it and make it look good. But before we get into that, I want to talk about Death Al Dente, a gourmet detective mystery. I did that for Mark.
Yeah, we have a running gag with that. I understand.
Yes. You play Chef Henry Ross in the series Death Al Dente, a gourmet detective mystery. I'm a big fan of the series, as is Mark. What should we expect this fall?
Well, this is the third movie in the franchise. And for people who don't know, I play world-renowned chef Henry Ross, who is partnered up with a San Francisco homicide detective, Maggie Price, played by the lovely and talented Brooke Burns.
We love her.
And in the third one, we are investigating the murder of a friend of Henry who is a restaurant owner. And it turns out that there is a mysterious family legacy that's behind this murder, and we got to get to the bottom of it. But also, the romance between Henry and Maggie kind of ratchets up a few notches.
Oh, so it's getting a little hot in the kitchen.
It's getting a little hot until an ex-boyfriend of Maggie shows up and kind of puts a wrench in the works for Henry. So,
does he have anything to do with the Death Al Dente?
We'll have to see.
Let's take a look.
Yeah. Well, there's this new restaurant in the Castro that's... Yeah, that's the one. How about I make us some reservations tonight for 8 p.m.? Okay. Looking forward to it. Bye-bye. And that's how that's done.
Okay. Are you sure you've got this?
Trust me. Okay, so what am I doing exactly?
Wait a minute. So you were just trying to make her jealous.
Captain Forsyth there asked Henry for the first time to go undercover. Maggie doesn't think he's up for it. He will try and set her correct that he can handle this. He's calling up an old girlfriend that may or may not be involved in this investigation. But when then Maggie leaves, he's asking her, what am I doing? I have no idea. So
it's kind of double there then, because it has to do with the investigation, but you're also making her jealous.
The jealousy in this movie goes both ways, I think. So, stay tuned October 9th. You're going to love it.
The jealousy in this segment is only going one way, and that's with me, because I'm so impressed with this. How did you make this superhero comic art? It looks like it cost thousands of dollars.
Not at all. And it's actually a very, very simple project. And I got started on this earlier, so why don't we roll a clip, and I'm going to take you through it. What you need is a little projector and a cutout from the comic that you've chosen. That's just a photocopy.
Okay.
Put on a simple hobby projector, and you project it onto a canvas that you can buy at any art store, and then you're simply tracing with a pencil. This is really easy. Now, we condensed that image so you can see it clearly, but on mine, it's very large. You see, there's the canvas. And at the end, if you couldn't see everything in the projector, just by hand, finish it up looking at the original, and you get it all traced out. So simple acrylic paint there. Nothing fancy. Get acrylic. Start coloring in between the lines. It's just a coloring book. You're coloring in between the lines. Here's blue. I'm going down here, following the lines. Take a little bit of patience. Go slowly.
This is blowing my mind.
Start with the light colors and end with the black. Now, very carefully here. Here's only a little tricky part. Go steady and slow. If some of your edges are a little jagged, get a Sharpie pen. Watch this. Go around the edges with a Sharpie to help you get a very crisp line. Now, this is, that's many hours later. Many hours later.
You make it look so easy.
But honestly, that's all it is you're using a projector, blowing it up on whatever size canvas you want.
And you just had a tiny little picture
it's
and it
a
became
little
that
thing
big.
like that, right?
What?
Now, there's a couple of things that you can add. Let's first look at a close-up of that Superman. His face there, if you can see, it's comprised of hundreds of little red dots. Those are called Ben-Day dots. And Roy Lichtenstein, one of the master pop artists of the 60s, started doing his work using that style, which is copying the old-fashioned comic books. Now, the way to do that is really easy for anyone at home.
Now, if you know anything about Roy Lichtenstein, his pieces can be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Tens of millions of dollars.
Right.
I've got some reproductions, and we actually have a clip probably of one of them that I did. And it literally cost me...
You did that one?
I did that one. That's
goodness.
my original, my reproduction, and I changed the lettering, which we're going to get to. The original is on the right. Mine is on the left. I got to turn my canvas. And you know, it costs nothing to do, and it is so identical. But let's get back to the dots.
Okay.
So what you can find are these metal sheets with thousands of little dots that are 1/16 inch in size.
Where do you get these?
You can find them either online, or if you're in a larger city, you might have a metal industrial supply house like here in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And all you're doing is put the sheet on top of your canvas. Make sure that it's secure. You don't want this moving around because that'll wreck your dots. And now you can just use clamps or do whatever you want. And then you simply are getting a red Sharpie. That's all it is, a red Sharpie, and going in with the dots. Now here's where you got to kind of zone out for a while, all right? Put on some music, be calm, maybe have some calming tea, because you're going to be doing this for about 3 weeks, okay?
Oh, really? How long
when
does it
you're
take
done,
for
well, it
real?
depends on how big it is. Like, so for that Superman, that's pretty big. That's, you know, many hours of work, but it's really simple, and all you're doing, of course, is a couple of, you know, red dots, and the finished product is amazing. One last thing, just to show you.
What about this?
The sign. So this is my son's Batman, and it doesn't have a speech bubble, but I thought it'd be kind of fun while Mark is away. All you do is come up with something that you want to say, go to a sign store, give them the wording and the dimensions that they have to reproduce, choose the font, and then they put it on foam board for you. And here we go. We'll just put double-sided tape, stick that on there.
Why don't you read it for us?
Hold on. So what they give you is this mask, and you just peel off. You just peel off the top, and it's very simple. It costs like $10. It's nothing. And look at the professional results you get that look just like a comic cell, right?
Why don't you read that for us and read it in a Batman voice?
Meanwhile, I'll keep an eye on Mark while he's away from home and family.
Wow. Now that's good. How much would this whole thing cost?
All right, believe it or not, it's not very expensive. A projector might run you $60, $70. Canvases can be anything from a small $10 canvas to something large like this, $70. By the way, this is a custom canvas. They'll make any size that you want. So it's really up to you. I would say this project, $150, and you'll keep reusing it so it doesn't cost you nearly as much the next time you do it.
You are
and you'll
real handy.
Go endless with this, right? It's such a fun project to do with your kids.